Welcome to another East Trade Winds presentation with Percy Barr.
We talked about tools that we use in our business, and I guess that's why we talked about what computers we're using. So I thought I'd give you kind of an idea what some of the tools that I use on a regular basis that make life easy for me. And of course, GoHighLevel is on that list, so that kind of takes care of that. I also use ChatGPT on a pretty regular basis, and I'm going to show you some new things on ChatGPT here in a few minutes that you may not know that you have, which will make your life easier. The other one is Canva. If you're looking for a way to change the way things look on the screen, you can't always get it with just using an image creator, and sometimes you have to manually kind of move things around and do that type of stuff. So, we use Canva quite a bit, and I don't know what I'd do without Zoom. It has become the thing to actually connect with other people. So it makes it so you can do business around the world. So those are the kind of the four tools that I use on a regular basis. I'm going to share a screen here, and I'm going to show you some new things that are going on with ChatGPT. You got your stuff here on the left hand side. That's kind of your standard stuff. You create a new chat, searching a chat. If you ever try to find an old chat, this is fabulous. If you because it will give you a list of all well, you can just go into it and you can get a list of things that you're looking for. So if you did a chat maybe a couple months ago, trying to find it is almost impossible, but at least with a search feature, you can now do that. Some of the new things are along here on the plus sign that are quite interesting. One is called deep research. If you want to take a topic and you actually want to go beyond just the surface side of things, if you make your prompt and then put it into deep research, it'll take a little bit longer. So don't do this while you're trying to figure out an answer online. I asked it for some details about a client, and it took me about 20 minutes for it to come back with an answer. And it was kind of interesting. It showed me some of the businesses this person had been involved in over the last 10 or 15 years with some successes and failures. If you're researching a specific company, it will go into some of the balance sheets and stuff, anything that's publicly available. So that really works well. The one below it is shopping research. If you're actually looking for something and comparing two things, you can actually put things in here and it will actually look for best price. It'll look for features of both products and compare them together. So that's kind of really neat that we didn't have before. And there's a little more thing down here that nobody looks to. And study and learn is kind of an interesting thing. If there's a topic you don't know anything about, you say, I'd like to try and find something out about, I don't know, why longitudes and latitudes are set up the way they are. And you can go into an actual study session and it will prompt you with questions. And, in about 10 or 15 minutes, you'll have a basic understanding of whatever you're doing. I did this last week. It was trying to understand why a particular email that was sent out by a large marketing firm worked. And it actually walked me through the structure of that email and talked about, a catchy heading, a good body, and a good close that didn't seem pushy. So that's kind of cool. You can also use the quizzes if you're creating some quizzes or you want to be quizzed on a particular item. If you're coming up for a test, for example, you could actually use this to do some quizzing and get some answers back and develop your skill sets. So it's not just a one-sided event anymore. So it's not just give me some answers, and that's it. I just take the details and move forward because you should never do that. You should always make it your own as best you can. But these new tools have been very helpful in creating feedback that can be used in different ways. So that's kind of cool. I have, as you can see down here, I have the plus version. If you haven't done this, you need to go in and look at the personalization, and you can set this up so that it would reflect how you want the data to come back. Do you want it to be in an authoritative style all the time? Do you want it to come back as a university professor, as a know-it-all that kind of do that? How do you want the data to come back? What kind of security features do you want? Do you want to actually have this data shared? Do you want to? Most of mine is blank because I do research for other people, so I don't want it to be specific to just me. I want it to be unique to the whole data. So those are some of the things you can do with ChatGPT. You can also start a chat group, which is actually a group with, so you can do it with numerous people, and you can turn on temporary chat. So if you set up your chat and you've used it for quite a while, and it kind of knows what you do and where you are, and some basic understanding of you, and you want it to just ignore all that stuff, you can go in and turn on a temporary chat, and it's kind of like in incognito mode in Chrome, where it gets rid of all your bookmarks, it gets rid of all the cookies, it gets rid of all the history, and it's just like having a brand new ChatGPT to work with. So you can kind of get some answers for your questions without any of the background presently have. So I hope that's been helpful. Most of us buy these tools and we just use them the way that they come, and we don't continue to explore. ChatGPT and GoHighLevel are great for adding new features and functions and benefits, which we don't notice because we don't click on all the buttons to see what's new and what's exciting. So I hope that is helpful.
We thank you for watching. We meet every Tuesday between 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern. There is no cost and an option to become a speaker too. Find East Trade Winds on LinkedIn.